the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has announced the shutdown of the Port Harcourt Refining Company to undergo planned maintenance. A statement released by the state-owned oil company indicates that the maintenance and sustainability assessment commenced on Saturday, May 24. The company is working closely with all relevant stakeholders, including the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, to ensure the maintenance and assessment activities are carried out efficiently and transparently. Well, the Port Harcourt Refinery was shut down in December 2024, shortly after operations resumed following a 1.5 billion naira rehabilitation exercise. I believe Gillis-Harry is the president, Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron. He joins us now in the studio to look at this issue as it affects his association, of course, Nigeria. Glad to have you join us.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well,
always a pleasure and a delight to have you.
Yeah. What do you make of this? Has NNPCL played a fool over Nigerians, or put a wool over Nigerians' eyes?
Well, from our perspective, as critical stakeholders in the industry, we are the last mile in the downstream industry, and our job is to make sure that whatever that's refined, whatever that's imported, whatever that is produced gets to the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. And we should expect the very best practice from NNPC. NNPC today, as it is a company that's over $320 billion, makes it the second largest corporation in Africa. And I think it's time for us as Nigerians to give the best support and ensure, that whatever NNPC is doing meets best practice, not just only for international values, but for our local economy. And that we woke up this morning to hear this decision. I'm sure you must have seen the protests, by the host communities of Eleme and Okrika, complaining very seriously about, some, practices that were not in any way above, board. But we, as professional businessmen in the sector, will want to see the decision as something that, if it was necessary to be made and to be done, the entire system should be involved. But we also were told that NMDPR is fully involved. So we'll wait to see what is the next steps that will come out, hopefully by close of day on Monday. We should be able to know exactly what it is. So I will not say that it's a wool over Nigerians' eyes. I will rather say let's wait and see what's going to happen by Monday.
Well, Nigerians are always having to wait. The president says, have patience. $1.5 billion. That's what was spent to rehabilitate the refinery, and after a few months, is shut down for maintenance, like they said, and sustainability assessment. Does this smack of a job badly executed and money down the drain when you think about the time span?
1.5 billion US dollars.
Yeah. As
at the time it was approved in 2021, is something that gladdened all the industry value chain. And we had hoped that right things will be done, speed will be applied, and the refinery will come on stream as fast as possible. And I recall leading a very strong delegation to meet with the Honorable Minister of Petroleum State at that time. And it then took so many turns. And Petron, of course, patriotic organization that we were always following up and asking questions and also getting answers. And most of those answers, I'm sure if you had some of our video clips, you'll see that we had very clear results demonstrated to us that there was PMS produced, there was dual purpose Kero produced, there was ATK produced, there was AGU produced, there was naphtha, there was low fuel oil and other derivatives from cracking crude oil.
Yeah.
That size of money for us to hear as fast as December that was going for maintenance was a very big challenge for us as an organization. And of course, we quickly went in, and at the time we now saw with the management that yes, it was necessary and there was nothing untoward about it. But we are only businessmen. And we have technical people with us because most of the Petron leadership is also built with former professionals in the industry that rose, some of them up to the ranks of directors and managing directors of different areas that today own retail outlets and are part of Petron's activities. We think, that it's time for NNPC to always be transparent in everything that needs to be done, because NNPC is a company owned by all of us as Nigerians.
Yeah.
It's a sovereign company. And yes, we are told that it's a private limited company, but the appointments therefrom that are still done from the government. So it tells you how much interest Nigerians should have. So we call, for absolute transparency in what should be done, because once the refineries are not working, once these refineries from NNPC are not working, and the way we are seeing things coming is very suspicious that there is an intention to create some kind of advantage for some refiners.
Because of time, I want to be able to get in these three questions. One, from what you've just said, stakeholders, including you, your organization, Petron,
yes,
were on inspection at the PH refinery,
yes,
and you saw products like you just mentioned.
Yes.
Just last month. Am I right?
Yeah, just
Good.
last month.
So, between last month, this is just me, and now, what suddenly happened that led to the shutdown? That's what people like you will be asking. People like us are asking. Then secondly,
we have asked that
did you ever load products from the refinery?
Well, we loaded product from refinery. Even as late as yesterday, we were given allocations to load, which we are likely going to load from Monday. And then today we hear that the refinery is shut down. So it's a very big surprise to us. And that is after we have borrowed money to pay. We have some of the allocations we have about 2-point-something million liters, some about 1-point-something million liters. And individual companies that are having 45,000 liters that, members have paid. And then suddenly we wake up and we hear that refinery has been shut down. So these are monies we're borrowing from different financial institutions, and there's cost associated with it. So what are we going to do? So this is calculated, as far as we are concerned, to put every one of us that have 4 pumps, 2 pumps, 36 pumps, retail outlets to shut down for the benefit of whatever that we need to. And we need to drill deep into that. So for us, we have asked the question a couple of days ago. We had requested that the new management of NNPC that we are ready to give the best support, should do as much as possible to give us a timeline as to how all these refineries work. And
then, of course, like you said, to be transparent. Yes. Now, Billy, shouldn't someone, it's part of what you're saying, really. Shouldn't someone or some people be answering questions regarding this? I mean, shouldn't there be an investigation, accountability?
Well, in our request to the president, we also requested that the president should set up a technical committee that's made up of entire stakeholders.
Good.
So that we can also tell the world exactly what's going on.
What is happening.
Because, like I've just told you that NNPC is the second biggest corporation in Africa with an asset base of over $350 billion US dollars. So that is not an investment that any
joke with.
Nigerian should be joking with. We are proud of it, and we should. So when we are hearing, companies talking about the investments, 5 billion, 10 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion, can you compare that to $350 billion? So we must be held.
And then with your borrowing, and with your borrowing, before I let you go, and with your borrowing now to get these products, you're in business, the economic implications.
Well, the economic implications are so there, because as I'm talking to you now, everybody, I'm sure you saw me standing up from this day
to make a call.
To make calls, to take calls and all that. It's members. Everybody is bothered. Everybody is concerned. What's going to happen? Where are we going? We buy products today from some refiners. By the time we get to our retail outlets, the price has either been upped or it has been crashed. So there's quite a lot that we need to sit down, and that's why we're calling on the NMDPRA to, investigate, get into the matter, and let us discuss these issues. Yes, the regulation is on, but when the regulation is on, it's not to be done to kill everybody in the business.
Yeah.
It is supposed to be what should give us the value that should grow our economy.
All right.
And every single person is needed.
Every single person is needed, really. Just one off. NNPC, have they communicated to you as yet? NNPCL, rather.
NNPCL is communicating to everybody in the public. And
But to you directly?
That. But for us, Petron, we have not had any direct communication.
Shouldn't they be doing that?
And, yeah, that's why we said, let's wait until Monday to see what's going to happen.
All right. Billy Gillis-Harry, the president, Petroleum Products Retail Outlets, Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron. Thank you for being in the studio to discuss with us on the shutdown of NNPCL. Thanks.